All right, what's going on, y'all? How's everybody doing today? As y'all come into the live, guys, I always ask if you will please tap the screen, tap, tap, tap away, because it really does help the algorithm out, and it lets people know that I'm going live. Really, my goal is if you can help me out by getting up to 75,000 likes or 75,000 roses, if we can do that. But again, guys, tap the screen. I'm here to talk about getting to financial freedom through real estate. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I just love teaching people because this stuff works when you actually take action. That's the key right there. But yeah, I've been doing real estate for 25 years now and still counting. And when I say I'm doing real estate, what I'm telling you is I buy properties, I get them renovated, and I rent them out. And my bread and butter is Section 8. Why do I do Section 8? I've been doing it for so long, partnering with the government. I've just found out that that is the best way to make income, right? You can do this while you're working at corporate America. You don't have to have perfect credit, and you don't need to have, $1 million, because a lot of people think that you have to have a whole lot of money to do real estate, and that's not the case. I'll admit, when I first started out in the game in the 2000s, I didn't have a whole lot of money. I just didn't. But I use what you call creative financing and other ways to be able to get funding for my deals. So I just like coming on here teaching people how to do this. So again, guys, as y'all come in, tap, tap, tap away. That helps the algorithm out. It lets me know that y'all are there and that y'all want this information, because I'm only doing this to help you out, right? This is my free time. I decided, you know what, I'm going to come on and teach y'all. Matter of fact, speaking of teaching, I got a class coming up on real estate investing. So it's a Zoom call. So for those that are interested, all you got to do is click the link in the profile, and you can sign up for and join my workshop that I got coming up. And it's actually in about another hour and a half. It starts at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So if it's something that you're interested in, sign up. If y'all have any questions about real estate, guys, put them in the chats. Again, I do Section 8. I've been doing Section 8 for, like I said, a long time, and I really, really do enjoy it. There's been times when the economy was like this, right? 2008, we had the crash. 2001, we had another crash. We had COVID. And I tell you what, it's a beautiful thing to know that you can still have income coming in from real estate. Why? Because I hold on to my properties. I'm not into this fix and flip. I'm not into wholesaling. I'm not into rent arbitrage. That's not what I do, right? But when I can have consistent, reliable income every single month, that is the name of the game. I used to do fix and flip. I did that for about the first 2 years, and I found out, man, I just created another job. And I decided, wait a minute, let me come back to the drawing board because I need to do something different. But the reason why I got into real estate is because earlier on in my working career, I'd gotten laid off. It wasn't anything that I did. It's just that the plant where I used to work at plants, they decided to do a layoff because I didn't fit into their business structure, right? So they made some changes. And I was one of the 20 people that got laid off. And that was a hard part of my life. That was a hard time. Having two kids and a wife, I had to figure out how to make it. Now, fortunately enough, I did find another job. But when I found another job, I could tell you this. I said, man, I'm not going to go through that again. I'm going to tell you, when you have a job and you go to school for it and then they lay you off, that's a big blow. But it just let me know that corporate America don't care. And I found out real quick. It's nothing personal, it's business. But I said, I won't let nobody control my finances like that again. Sometimes you'll get like that. Sometimes it takes falling on your face before you make a change in your life. That's what happened with me. So once I did get my next job again, working in the plants, I immediately started to go buy investment properties because I said, man, I'm not doing this again. They are not going to leave me in that situation again. And I'm glad. When I look back at it, I'm actually glad that that happened, because if it didn't, I would still be stuck at corporate America. I'd be codependent instead of independent. And I didn't want that for me. So like I said, I just like having passive income through real estate. And people don't realize, like, in order to make it financially, you're going to have to learn a new skill. I mean, that's just the way it is. And I sat back and I thought about this. It's like owning real estate is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And this is what I've learned. So I just come out here and teach people, man, the buy and hold strategy, renting out to Section 8, I can't say it any better than that. Let me show y'all something. Speaking of, making changes in your life, I'm going to show you some cities that accept Section 8. Matter of fact, when we get to 2,000 likes, if y'all will, guys, please tap the screen. I'm actually going to show you different cities that accept Section 8. How about I do that? Because I'm telling you, Section 8 is where it's at. Now, I don't just do Section 8. I also do some other ones like traveling nurses and insurance companies. So I'm just going to show you Section 8 for now. And again, I'll be going into more details in my workshop tonight. So for those that want to learn more about real estate, tap the screen or click the link right up in here, and you're going to see that I have a workshop coming up. All right. Let's see here. All right. Any questions about real estate? Thank y'all for the taps. Man, don't think, again, like I say, don't think you have to have perfect credit. And I always tell people, man, don't miss out on opportunity just because y'all lack the information. That is a bad way to still be in the rat race simply because you lack information. That's a bad reason, a horrible reason why you're stuck, because you lack information. All right, I'm not at the 2000, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick my own city and state, and I'm gonna show you that really Section 8 is in every city. I do this all the time to help people out. I'm gonna show you. Let's see here. I'm gonna pick a city and state, and I'm gonna show you. It's everywhere. You partner with the government, and I also do traveling nurses, which again I'll be talking more in my workshop. But I'm gonna flip my screen around. This is Section 8. And when I show you this, I'm doing Atlanta, Georgia. But look at all the landlords, see, that accept Section 8. So I don't worry about it because I know my properties will rent fast. The way I do it and the way I'll be teaching you tonight, my properties don't go vacant. All right. Hey, what's going on, Anthony? How you doing? Anthony came to one of my workshops. I do remember Anthony. But my point is, guys, you could do this. It doesn't matter if you're working at corporate America. You could still be able to do this, okay? And I always stress that. Don't quit your corp. I'm never promoting people to quit their job. I always say, man, just let your corporate America job be your friend, right? That's how I look at it. And for me, being an operator, most people don't know what an operator is, but as an operator at a plant, that's a very stressful job. It's very demanding. I was working 12-hour shifts, days and nights, okay, because we flop back and forth. That saying is true. If you want something to happen in your life, it'll happen. You just got to put your mind to it. I was driving literally an hour and a half to go to work, and I still was able to do these properties. It's because I have a system in place. That's why I'm able to do this. And I'm happy that I was able to do this while I was working at corporate America at this demanding job. I no longer work at the plants anymore. But I remember I went to school to become an operator, to make great money. But when I got there, I started to realize pretty quickly, man, this might not be for me. Even though I was making six figures, I just started to realize, man, I was spending more time at work than I was at home. And for me, that just didn't sit well, right? I tried not to show it, but it was eating me away because I knew that there was a better way. I could not imagine myself working for 40 years and then not having anything to show for it. It just blew my mind. I could not figure out why most people do it. It's just a rat race that you're in that you can never get out of. And I was able to break it. And I did it through real estate. And then I show you my techniques and strategies in my workshops. But I just couldn't do it. My kids are older now, right? But I'm so blessed and so happy that I'd gotten laid off, like I said earlier, but yet I found me another job, still working at the plants. But I said I was not going to get myself in that position ever again. And that was stressful and at a dark time in my life. But I'm glad I readjusted and made changes because I did not want to be working for 40 years, have nothing to show for it, and live and check the check. That's what you call living a life of desperation, all right? And I didn't want to do that. And I started to realize, too, by talking to other people, especially those that were retiring, but when I got in, they was like, Eric, I don't have a whole lot in my savings account. I said, what? You've been working here for all this time? What happened to all your money? Well, I went through a divorce, or well, I had to pay for my kids' education. Well, I had to pay for my kid's car. Well, I went bankrupt. I mean, I was like, man, we make great money out here. What do you mean? And I just started to realize that the common denominator was they just had one stream of income. And back then, pensions were very big back then, or very popular back then, pensions. It's not so much today. But I said, I can't depend on a pension or a 401k or Social Security. I just can't do that. But when you can learn a new skill that the government can't touch, and you can make as much money as you want, why not do it? Why not go for it? That's just the way I think. Maybe it's a little awkward, maybe it's a little strange, but I got my time back, and I love it. And no matter how you look at it, it worked for me. And again, I just graciously come out here and teach people how to do this. But again, like I say, I also teach it in my workshops, because I really want this people that want this information. If you want to learn it, it's here. It's available. All right. And the $17 that you invest in yourself can be life changing. That's if you decide to. So anyway, again, my main goal is I rent to Section 8, and I found that to be the most profitable, stable, consistent business. I've tried other businesses, by the way. I've tried a Subway. I looked into a Subway. I didn't buy it. And I also looked into a Maaco, which is a car company, or a car painting company. And I'm glad I didn't do it. What other company can you go out there? What other industry can you go out there and buy properties and leverage by using other people's money? Think about it. All right, 2,000 goals met. All right, we're not at quite at 2,000, but we're close enough. Continue to tap the screen. But the first person that comes up with the city and state, I'm going to show y'all something. How about we do this game? First person that comes up with the city and state, I'm going to show y'all something. And this is, you got to kind of eliminate the myths that y'all have. I'm trying to help you, but it's up to you. Tap the screen. First person with the city and state. Oh, there we go. Eric, man, you got to say that 17 times for people to hear you. All right. I'm just playing with you. But I'm just showing you guys, for me, waking up to an alarm clock every single day, it just didn't make sense. I don't understand how people do this stuff. Maybe you enjoy your corporate America job. Let me for those that enjoy their corporate America jobs and they love being told when to take a break and how high they can jump, congratulations. It's just not for me. I'm sorry. All right, let me move on. So I'm gonna go in here. Let me. I'm having problems with my thing right here. Okay, here we go. Somebody said, let me see this. Let me see if I can say this right. Now continue to tap now. Don't stop tapping. Don't stop tapping. I'm going to show you something that's very powerful. One of the things that people always say, this especially new people, and I like to come on here and show you otherwise, I get this all the time. Eric, there are no deals in my area. I'm saying you just don't know what you're doing. And I'm showing you how to do this. All right? Watch this. I'm trying to show you. Just trying to show you, man. This is not any cap on nobody. I'm just trying to show you. Now continue to tap. Because this is powerful when I'm showing you. And you can do this. I'm gonna flip my screen around. One of the things you need to know is how to find deals. Okay? There's several different ways, but I'm going to show you one way. Look, New Jersey, Raritan, New Jersey. Sorry if I butchered that up. But look at this. 34 MLS, 4 pre-foreclosures, 2 auction deals, 193 cash buyer deals, 11 lien properties, 6 vacant properties, and 1657 high equity deals. Okay. So you cannot say that there's no deals in your area. But let's just say on a limb that you don't want to do in your area. You can maybe say that. Did you know that you can buy investment properties in other cities and states? There's no law against that. You can. I'm in Texas. I have properties in Augusta, Georgia. So you're not limited. This is not like working at corporate America to where you're limited on how many hours you can work or how much they pay you each hour. You are unlimited. It's up to you. And guys, what I'm trying to explain to people is this. I always say this all the time. A lot of people just lack the information. And because you lack information, you don't move forward. So you miss out on opportunities and you remain in the rat race. That's what I'm showing you. There are other ways to make income. You don't have to just do a W-2. Keep it, but know that you can do other things on the side. Just watch what the wealthy do. They have at least 6 streams of income. You can too. I didn't say 6 jobs. There's a difference there. Because I had 2 jobs at one time. I thought that was it. I thought that was the answer. Then I thought getting my degree and becoming a process operator at a plant, I thought that was the answer. No, I found the answer. Because now I'm no longer exchanging time for wages. As long as you're working for somebody, punching in a card clock and punching in time, or going through a turnstile like I was for them to clock in to get my time, as long as you're exchanging time for wages, you're losing. You're setting them up to win. You're making them richer. How about take that time and make yourself rich? All right, let me show you something else about New Jersey because somebody was asking about it. Let me show you. 2 auctions. Here's the high equities. Senior owners. Sometimes these people, guys, when it comes to senior owners, they have their properties and it's paid for, and they'll do something called seller finance. So you might not have to put a whole lot down. Same thing right here with the 932 free and clear. Again, I'm back on the same rewritten New Jersey. Free and clear, when these houses are paid for, sometimes the owner will say, you know what? I just want some income coming in because I'm retired. Cash buyers, pre-foreclosures, tired landlords. This is where you can get a lot of good deals. This is how I got a lot of my good deals because I was dealing with people that didn't want to be landlords no more and they wanted to get rid of their properties. Oh, that was perfect. The key is you got to find people that are having issues and problems. And when you can solve people's problems, guys, that's where the businesses become. That's when you can become wealthy, helping others out. So when I was buying my deals, and I still buy them, I'm buying deals where people are going through a divorce. People are having to travel from one city to the next because of their job. And it becomes a win-win situation. They want to sell their properties quickly, and I want to buy it at a discounted price. So it becomes a win-win. Because if they don't want the price that they want, then they won't sell it to me. Okay? And that's how businesses are created, when you can solve people's problems. Let me give an example that we're all familiar with. McDonald's, right? McDonald's solves people's problems. That's why they're so successful, right? Now they got competition, but the point is they're in business because they're able to provide people a hot meal or a cold meal, whatever, for people that are on the go or don't have time, whatever it may be. McDonald's is very popular. And I'm going to tell you something. Here's a little trivia that y'all don't know, or maybe you do know. Do you know how McDonald's makes most of its money? Put it in the chats if you know. Do you know how McDonald's makes most of its revenue? Let me know by putting it in the chats. I'd love for y'all to answer this question if you want to, or you can continue to ignore me either. Somebody said soda. Nope. That is a good point, but no, not soda. What else? Drinks? Nope. That's the same thing as soda. How does McDonald's generate most of its revenue? I'll wait. Fries. Fries is like number 2, by the way. Fries is a very, they run their price up on fries. Breakfast? Nope. Combo meals? No, not quite. Not quite. Happy Meals. These are good. Y'all actually have great answers, but that's not it. Let me see if y'all can see. Happy Meal. Who else? What else? I want to see. McDonald's now. This is going to throw y'all off. How does McDonald's generate most of its money? And what is it really known for? It's not for the hamburgers. M. Evans is onto something. You're onto something. Come on, give me some more. Give me some more. I'm ready. Franchise, yeah, you're on the right track. All right, you're on the right track. Let me show you something. McDonald's is more of a real estate company. No, Eric. You mean all them hamburgers and stuff that they selling out there? Let me show you something. And I'm going to pull up something that we all know of Google. Watch this. All right. How does McDonald's make most of their money? Let's come down here. Essentially, McDonald's is more of a real estate company that happens to sell burgers than just fast food. Yeah, they sell fast food, but they really sell their real estate because of the franchisee, and then the franchisee has to rent the real estate. Y'all ain't listening to me. You're probably thinking, "Well, Eric, what does that have to do with anything?" I'm showing you the power of real estate. You don't have to be McDonald's to get into real estate. But what I'm showing you is when you get into real estate, it's that powerful. Like, I like real estate also. This is just a known fact that you can leverage by using other people's money. It's not about you having to have 50 or 60 or $70,000 to go pay cash for it. It's that one simple word called leverage, and I use creative financing to go out there and get my deals. I never go out there and take money out and go pay cash for a home. It just doesn't. I just don't do it like that. But the point I'm telling you is McDonald's. McDonald's is a real estate company, but people don't understand that. Yeah, they make most of their revenue through real estate because, again, they have a franchise model, and with that franchise model, when people get into McDonald's as owners, they got to rent that property out. That's powerful. If you know what if I'm connecting the dots for you, maybe I'm not explaining it well because people are silent. But the point is, it's not about hamburgers and French fries. It's real estate. I just showed it to you. Look, watch this. McDonald's makes most money on its franchise model primarily through rental income from its properties. Okay, there it is right there. It's not the burgers and fries. Oh, goodness. Let's move on. I think people are just, what are you talking about, Eric? All right. What other questions we got, guys? What other questions do we got? I'm just showing you how powerful real estate is. I just say it's essential for people to have that in their portfolio. Somebody said, "Got me." No, I'm not trying to get anybody. I'm just really trying to educate people. But I look at it in a sense too. When you can own a piece of the earth, and nobody can take it away from you. Some things are just. It is what it is. All right. Anyway. What other questions do we got? Again, guys, I got a workshop coming up within the next hour, and that's why I do this, is because I'm really passionate about helping people get to financial freedom. In my workshop that I got coming up within an hour, you're going to get my book. I have two of these books, right? Two different, published books, but this one here you're going to get for free. Eric Young's Financial Freedom. And I'm going to be teaching these three things. These are powerful. I'm going to teach you how to find Section 8 properties, right? Which were all below market value, like I do. I'm going to teach you how to get funding for your deals. And I'm going to teach you how to flow these deals. Because you got to put the dots and connect the dots together and monetize and make money. I'm not doing this as a charity service, right? But it's not just Section 8 I'm going to be teaching you. I'm going to be teaching you about another one, which is called Traveling Nurses, which a lot of people don't know about. But I get into more detail in my workshop. So if you want to learn more about that, guys, all you got to do is click the link right up in here. And then you could sign up. This class is going to be extremely powerful, informational. Even if you've been to it before, I'm always changing my classes up. I can't do them the same all the time because I'm always thinking, man, I should have mentioned that before. Or, man, you know what? I need to omit that and change it out with this. So I'm always changing it up. But everybody's loving it. There is a money back guarantee. I don't really worry about that. I just show you there's no risk in trying to learn and level up. No, who else is doing this out here where they're saying, you know what? You have a money back guarantee on Eric's workshop. If for some reason you don't like it, you just email my daughter and we'll refund you your money back. After doing this for so long, nobody's ever asked for their money back because it's transformational. It's good information. You get a ROI, a return on your investment. But let me show you for those that are interested. Here I am live right here. All you got to do is click the link. There's the link right there. Okay. And once you click the link right here, and again, my class is coming up within the next hour. But once you click the link right here, it's going to say open up anyway because you're getting out of the platform. And here you go right here. Real estate made easy for 9-to-5ers and retirees. It's in 50 minutes and a few seconds. That's Tuesday, July 8th, which is today at 7 p.m. And you invest a small fee of $17 if you want to. If not, stay in the rat race. It's up to you. I already know how to do this. But man, when I can see people level up because of my teachings, that's powerful to me. It shows I have a purpose. All right. Does travel nurse agencies pay for housing through their contracts? Flo, this is the information you're going to get tonight for those that decide to come. I'm going to give you that information and more. But does traveling nurse work? Yeah. Let me give you a reason. Let me give you another thing about traveling nurse, by the way. I like traveling nurses because I can get higher than market rent. So I got one property that I put on traveling nurse. I typically get $1,800 because that's what the normal rate is for the rent in that area, in that neighborhood. But when I put it through traveling nurse, I can double that. And they'll be happy to get my properties. Matter of fact, I'll show you one of them. Y'all want to see one of them? The one of them that I have on traveling nurse? I don't have it on traveling nurse now, but I did a couple years ago. Would y'all like to see it? If so, tap your screen. Man, Eric, you actually showing us some of your deals? Yeah. You giving me this much information? Look, this is not a flex. I'm just showing you how you can do this too. Anybody? If I get enough thumbs up, if y'all want this, you just got to let me know because I got a class in 50 minutes and I'm going to attend to this. I mean, it's one thing I come out here and get free game, but I can't waste my time. My time is extremely valuable. Okay, I don't see no thumbs up, so I'm just going to stop right there. Oh, okay, that's good, Flo. I took your class before. I may possibly have a property for travel nurse located by a hospital. Awesome. Well, congratulations, Flo. I hope you get it. I hope everything goes well. I hope you learned a whole lot in my workshop. Hope you took a lot of notes. And by the way, I don't do, what do you call that? Replays. So I know a lot of people always ask me that. All right, so I got one thumbs up. So let me stop then. I don't want to go no further. Oh, okay. Mobile notary. Okay. Let me show you something. Let me show you this deal I was going to, let me get back to this. And then I'm going to bounce. Okay. Because I do have this class that I got to attend, this workshop. So let me show you one of my deals that's on Traveling Nurse about 2 years ago. I still got the house. I just don't do Traveling Nurse on it right now. But what I want you to understand is that there's a lot of opportunity with traveling nurses. Whoo, boy, boy, boy. And when you lack this information, my goodness. My goodness, my goodness. All right, let me show you this deal. This is traveling nurses. I like dealing with traveling nurses. Now, I'm going to ask y'all to let's go run these likes up real quick as I get my screen ready. I'm getting my screen ready because I'm going to actually show you this property. Okay? Now, let's run the likes up so you can see this. And I've done actually different things, not just traveling nurses, but event spaces, some other ones too. But let me get my pictures ready because this is powerful. Y'all can sleep on this information y'all want to, man. It blows my mind that Eric comes out here, gives y'all free game, and most people are just, I guess, not paying attention. But it's all good. This is for your good, not mine. I already know how to do this. But man, when somebody can take this information and be like, man, Eric, thank you. Yeah, no problem. Let me show you something real quick. And then I'm going to bounce because I got a class. Give me a second. Trying to get my pictures ready. I'm not ready all the time, so y'all be careful. But I like dealing with traveling nurses. Like I said, there's so many benefits, um, and you can do this too. I'm going to show you with it like this. And hold on. Wow. Now my computer's acting up. Isn't that funny, man? When I give y'all gaming information, it's like the universe is working against me. All right, here are some pictures of one of my properties, the property that's on traveling nurses. Let me flip my screen around. Watch this. Run the lights up now. Run them up because I'm about to show you something. And again, I'm gonna go in more detail in my workshop, but I like to have my properties looking like this. Nurses just want a place to lay their head, guys. All right. I don't have to worry about my properties being dirty or trash. These are professionals. And a lot of times it's not just nurses. These is anybody in the medical field, doctors, OBNs, OBYNs, whatever you call them, that deliver baby. I mean, but they call them traveling nurses. Okay. And when they come to a house like this, yeah, I have no problems. Okay. And they call them traveling nurses. But like I said, I'll go in more detail. And when I have my properties, I keep them clean, nice like this. In this case, I furnish it. And there's a lot of tricks to it. But yeah, that's why my properties don't get tore up. The tenants pay. And this is actually one of my favorite ones is doing traveling nurses. And I can get higher. Now, on this property right here, for example, like I said, typically I get $1,800. When you do traveling nurses, you can double that. So I don't worry about what other people think. Well, man, the market's not good right now. I can't do it. It's because you lack information. Don't lack information. And also I can pivot at any given moment. And that's why I do it like this too. But my main bread and butter has been Section 8. I've just had a lot of success with it. I like the guaranteed, steady, income every single month. That's why I do what I do. And there's always a need for housing. It doesn't matter what city or state you're in. And the reason why I do real estate and not franchises like I thought I was going to do or wanted to do is because no matter how you look at it, people need a place to live. It's really that simple. People have to have a place to live. And once I understood that, I was like, wait a minute. So that means I'm going to have a large group of people. I'm going to have a large customer base. My tenants are my customers, and they will be yours too if you get into real estate. But I don't worry about my properties going vacant. I don't worry about that because I understand the process and how it works. And when you can follow somebody that knows what they're talking about and knows what they're doing, your success rate and opportunity is going to go higher. Trust me on this. All right. So any other questions before I get out of here, guys? Any questions? Again, I have a workshop coming up very soon. All you got to do is click the link up in here. You're going to get my book in a digital format. Okay. And tonight's class, I'm going to teach you three powerful things. Three things into this real estate game. And look, for those that are wondering, no, I do not do fix and flip. No, I do not do wholesaling, and no, I do not do rent arbitrage. I strictly hold on to these properties and rent these things out, and that's what makes it so effective. What's going on, Gonzalo? How you doing? That's what makes it so effective is by doing the buy and hold strategy. Been doing it for 25 years. I love doing this, and even more, I love teaching it. All right. So if y'all have any questions, again, like I said, put them in the chats. But the link in the bio. I got this class coming up and teaching others on how to do this, all right? So anyway, I might be on later on tonight. I don't know yet because people are always asking me and DMing me. Maybe I might, not sure yet. But man, when you can get the financial freedom through real estate, there's so many ways to do things out here, but I just happen to do it through real estate, and I've actually done it and done it well. But I enjoy teaching this because it's great. Like I said, I used to work at these plants, working 12-hour shifts, and it was pretty stressful. It was pretty stressful, and I'm extremely happy at this point in my life, and anybody can do what I'm doing as long as you take action. That's the key. A lot of people are, how do I say it? They're very excited all the time about getting information, but allergic to taking action. That's most people, unfortunately. But I just could not imagine myself working 40 years at a plant and living check to check and not have anything to show for it. That just didn't make, for me, I'm not better than nobody, but when I started to think, I said, I got to have a purpose out of this. And it just didn't make sense. As having 2 young kids and a wife, I was spending more time at work than I was at home. And it just didn't make me happy. So everybody's got their situation. All right. All right, guys. Thank you for coming to my live. I appreciate it. Hopefully you learned something. But again, if you want to come to the workshop, click the link up in here. It's coming up pretty soon. You'll see the countdown on the clock. You're going to get an email, and I'll see you inside.